It's a new week in the crew Motorfest, and this week's theme is called Elegance. I don't even know if that's right, but this is my summit guide. Let's go. All right, so starting off with the Summit bundle, it'll cost you 2.5 million bucks for these two cars. It's the Renault Trezor and the Proto Lucky 1 edition. Both of those are hyper cars. You're going to need one additional vehicle, and that's the 110 If you don't have that already, the 110 is a great buy. Even at the price of, you know, a few million bucks, it's fine. It is a very good car to have, so start saving up to get these cars because you're going to need them for the summit. Anyways, let's get into it. The keys for this summit are the shortcuts and gutter turns. There's a lot of gutter turns in these races this week. But anyway, here are the pro settings. All right, the first event is using the brand new Genty automobile, Acalon. I don't even know how to say it. Don't kill me. I just don't pronounce things very well. I'm American and stupid. So let's get into it, man. This race has not that many cuts, but I want to go take you to the parts that are really important. So here we go. Also, by the way, I forgot to mention, if you didn't know how to get a good start on these, this works really well with manual transmission. If you don't know this already, when the timer hits 2, you hold the trigger like completely down, just full throttle it right at 2, but don't touch it before that, and you'll get a nice perfect start here. Car will take off, traction control will kick in right away, and then you're off and running. So anyways, let's get to the cuts. Right here at about 18, cut across the grass. Here in the bamboo forest, these two gutters are pretty important to hit. This will help you with your speed a lot. This one here, make sure you're in that gutter, and this gutter right here. I missed it, so there you go. All right, here at about 64%, you can cut through the trees. Just make sure you turn right there so you don't hit that tree on the left, and then reset when you get to the checkpoint. And you're off and running again. And that's actually it for this one. Let's move on. All right, the next event is in the Bugatti Barchetta Velvet Edition. This one is a loan vehicle as well. I think this is a summit car. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get into it, man. My mind is distracted tonight. All right, real quick, this corner here, you may be tempted to cut, but it's not recommended because it's hard to cut it and stay on the pavement when you exit the cut, so don't do that. On this long straight, you want to get to top speed, but don't be in a rush to get there. Use little spurts of NOS until you get to 7th gear, then you can use bigger taps of it. Now at this turn here, you definitely want to downshift and take it normally. I would stay off the curb. It definitely hurts your line. There's also a line here that's kind of interesting. I didn't take it on this attempt, but I'll show it to you just in case. You can basically cut this flag to the left. The problem is these trees here. So as you can see, when you approach this flag, there is daylight here on these trees, but it's pretty tough to get through here without hitting one of these. You can cut across. You can see on the mini map here that you can kind of make like a wider turn here to make this right-hander easier, but I actually found it faster for myself to just take it normally. So just wanted to point that out to you. I think that's about it. Let me see. Yep, that's basically it. Try to control yourself here. I kept messing up on this ending spot. Just get in these gutters and try to control your speed here. You don't have to overdo it here. You're at the very end of the race. So, all right, let's move on. All right, the next event is with the Trezor, and this one, you know, I feel like I did pretty well on this race. I found a couple of cuts that, you know, you have to take it a certain way in order for this to work. So, but this is in the rain, and the car tends to slip around on this, so just be careful here with your throttle. I'll fast forward to the parts where you need to cut. Okay, just right here on the grand races is the same thing. Go across this corner. You can really cut that checkpoint. Notice I didn't even go across the checkpoint at all, so there's that. Right after this right-hander, you're going to cut across the parking lot here, or this whatever that is. That's a park, I think. And then one of the bigger cuts is right after this long straight. Just control yourself, get into the gutter, make the turn, and then after the trees, then you cut over. You want to try to keep as much speed as possible, and it's hard to do that if you're all in the grass that whole time. You also kind of want to have a turn, right? You don't want to have you want to be going at the checkpoint like backwards or something like that. There is an important gutter that you need to hit. I believe it's this one here. Yeah, grab this gutter, just because if not, you're going to end up in the grass on the left side like that, but don't do that, what I just did. Do what I say, don't do what I do. I think that's about it. Just make sure you're using lots of NOS here. You should have nitrochemist on this, and this car responds to NOS very well. So there you go. All right, let's move on. All right, the next event is with the Citroen GT, I think it's called. I can't remember. I think this is a loaned vehicle though, so you don't have to worry about it. You're not buying this car. This one had a bunch of cuts in it, so let's take a look at what those are. Firstly, when you go down this hill, you definitely want to hit these 2 gutters. I don't know if I missed them on this clip or not. Hit that one okay. I think I fell out of this one. Yeah, popped out of that one. Try to hit those gutters. The cut is right here after this one. Get some speed. Cut to the left and go straight towards the checkpoint, and then go to the right a little, and you can miss it a little bit and be okay. Now, immediately after that, you see me cut off the road. Immediately after that, you're trying to set yourself up. See how far away from this I got? Set yourself up for this next corner here. So go up and over the hill, and then turn it back left here to try to stay on the road. Again, don't have to go through the checkpoint. Just get kind of close. Now right here, it gets a little foggy. I go a little off-road here, cut it back, stay off-road here, and just use a little bit of NOS to get me through there. It worked out pretty well that way. You could probably do it with more speed. I was just trying to be cautious to get the clip for this video. All right, after this bridge, you're gonna have this right-hander, and then once you go through this checkpoint, you're gonna cut across the river. So go left, and then use air NOS here. I didn't use any because I was just trying to survive, but you should definitely use some to get through that section. All right, and finally, you're actually going to be cutting across after this checkpoint. You can go all the way close to this because there's no checkpoints until you get to there. So then, but then you're going to want to slow down. I missed it. If I would have done this properly, I might have had WR for this race or really close to it, but I messed up that ending. So let me show it to you again real quick so you know what's going on. So it's right here at the end of this long straight, cut over at the checkpoint, and just go straight across. And I should just slow down there so I can survive it. Anyway, let's move on. All right, the next event is with the 110 and for this one, are there any cuts in this one? I don't know if there is. I gotta go back. Let's go ahead and fast forward, see what we can find. On this little double hump here, make sure you're using air NOS. That gets you all the way up to top speed with just those two jumps. I don't think there's any real cuts except for this one that goes across the grass here. Let's see. Right here, you go across the grass. I bumped up and went into the hill, but you can do that much cleaner just by staying more to the left. You don't have to go through this checkpoint at all. You can literally, I wasn't expecting that little bump. So as you can see, I'm a little too far to the right. You can actually just go to the left of that checkpoint flag and you'll stay on the road. And then there's this one here, just stay in the gutter and slow down for the tunnel. And I think that's it. I don't think there's any more cuts here. These are just gutter turns. Yep, gutter turns all the way to the end and use your NOS. All right, let's move on. All right, the last event is with the Proto Lucky 1. And this one, again, I don't remember if there's any cuts in this one. Let me just fast forward here. Yes, this one right here. So approaching this corner, I didn't recognize it when I was doing this on the stream. But basically, you can cut this corner. Like right after these cars, you just cut the checkpoint is here. So just go to the left of that checkpoint flag. You can see I slowed down to take this corner, but you can just cut it and go left. You're going to end up probably on the grass over here, but you can do it with such speed without having to slow down. So it might actually work better than what I did, which is just slowed down and took the gutter. So try that and then try it both ways to see which one you like better or which one is faster for you. I feel like I have to say this every single summit, but if you have a slipstream partner, it's going to be better for you, particularly on this race because it's a lot of highways. And yeah, you're going to end up at top speed so much faster. So make sure you do that. If you've got a partner, definitely do it. And the ending of this race is actually the same as the ending of that, I think the first race. So you're going to be going through here again. Again, you can take that cut if you want to try. It seemed like this worked out better for me. I kind of cut this corner a little bit here and it worked out good. And that's really it, man. The ending is basically the same. I'll fast forward to it. But you're going to go up here, go up this hill, and then you'll have these couple of gutter turns. Again, don't be too anxious on this. You can just take this turn normally and you'll be fine. All right. That's it. Let's move on to the feats. All right, so the only one that really needs an explanation, actually that's not true, the escape is probably going to need an explanation as well, is the speed trap here. You're basically going to be going up the hill. If you notice where I'm at on the mini map here, you're going to be going up the hill. Let me show you right at the beginning here. Oh, just kidding. My whole clip is just me rewinding. I kept missing this jump, so you're gonna see a lot of rewinding here. Let me just go. Oh, wait, here. There it is. Okay, so when you spawn in, you'll turn right. You can see the ghost flying there, flying off this hill. So you're gonna turn right and then go towards that big, the track there that's hanging off the edge of the, map there, or off the edge of the cliff. You're just gonna go towards that. And when you get up here, just go as far as you can until you get to the edge of the green circle, turn around, and then this is basically the path. I think I messed up on a couple of these attempts as I'm coming down, but yeah, just go down. You can see the speed trap on your mini map, so you know where you're going. NOS in the air in 7th. NOS again when you get to the hill. And I actually went through it on accident there. Let's get close to the attempt here. All right, so I overshot it. If you mess up, just rewind. And finally got it there. Let me go back. Notice I'm only rewinding to there and using the gravity as my, you know, as my way to get speed. So there you go. But that's it. That's the trick to how you do it. If you just want to get, you know, a solid score, you can just use the Cento 10 and get like 300 miles an hour. You could do that probably with, you know, no slipstream partner. You can probably still get that. All right, for the slalom, it's basically just having the parts. If you've got the parts, you're going to get a good score. It doesn't matter how fast you do it. You just need to have this set right here, which is score breaker. And then you can see this little triangle with the little, you know, lightning bolt in it. That's going to give you more points. So make sure you have score breaker, which is this bullseye one, and then that skilled affix, and max out your skilled affix. Like re-roll it until you get the max percentage on every single part, and then just drive through it. Just don't miss any of the pylons, and you'll get a good score. 17,000, super easy. And that should be enough for a full score, which it is, 157. So, all right, the last one is the escape. And there's 2 ways you can do this. But basically, you're going to go the direction that you spawn. And you're going to make this jump over to the freeway. I'm going to show you how to make that jump. If you can't make the jump to the freeway, you can absolutely still get a high score on this, a near perfect score on this. But you're still going to be using the jump. So the visual cue is these 2 telephone poles, or excuse me, these 2 trees here. You notice there's actually one's a light pole, one's a tree. So they're close together. That's how you know that that's where you're going. You want to stay to the left of that. So in this clip, I go to the right and I miss it. So I just rewound and I miss it again, I think, or I overshoot it. I'm not sure. There we go. So you see, it's not the most easy thing to do. So you notice I'm to the left of those 2 this time. And the key here is to use NOS on this first little jump right here, and then point the car upwards so you make it onto the highway. And if you do make it on the highway, you're going to get a good score. You're going to get a full score. If you don't, just do that exact same jump. And instead of trying to make the highway, just shoot the NOS and go over it and then jump the next hill. As long as you get around like 3,500-ish on the distance, 3,500 yards, you're going to get 157,000 points. So once you're on the highway, though, it's literally just following it around. If you're going for like your best score ever, you can follow the highway, and then when you get to the end of it, you can jump off the little break in it, which is right here. You have to slow down and then jump off onto this road down here, and you can continue going. And then when you get to the end of this, I mean, there's not really any point to keep going right. You just jump into the ocean or something. There you go. All right, here are my final scores. Make sure you DM me with any questions you might have. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Trigger out.